And you are blue, and that one is yellow.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. And it's been a while.
Welcome back.
Penny Lambright is back with us. Patriots and Paws, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us. It has been a while, and I remember when that song came out originally. I'm that old.
Well, you know something? It's fun. I talk about this all the time because when I first put that started doing that song, some of my team didn't have any clue what that song was, and I said, "Darn, I feel kind of old right now," and I am old, but I'm glad to see at least somebody remembers that song.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Great song and way back when. Hey, let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan to save you money, I personally work with you even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Lucky Penny Day. Okay. And
Woo!
Penny's here, right? Okay. National Taffy Day. Having beaten anorexia, you know that I'm always looking for something to eat and celebrate every day. So it is National Taffy Day. And we are in our last week now of our celebration of military month. So we honoring our military. I don't, on Ron Siegel Radio, I don't get too much into National Military Month just because I think every month is National Military Month, isn't it? We should honor and celebrate and appreciate and love on our military men, women, veterans every month. So I guess we just stand out a little bit more on National Military Month, so Military Appreciation Month. Hey, if you got comments, we love comments on the broadcast. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, StreamYard.com/Facebook. So that way you give us an authorization so we can actually see, and then we'll post those comments during the broadcast so we can share those. We can interact. We love being interactive here on Ron Siegel Radio. Penny's already got a fan in the house, so somebody's on here. Love Penny Lambright, Patriots and Paws. They do great work for veterans. Absolutely. So we love Penny and the Patriots and Paws organization as well. So glad to have at least one of your fans watching us this morning.
Woo!
All right. So let's see what else is going on. We've got the celebration, National Lucky Penny Day today. Yesterday, International Vanilla Pudding. I don't know about that one. Let's see what the markets are doing. Maybe we can find some excitement in the stock. Wow, up 672 points in the stock market. S&P 500 up 74.67. NASDAQ up 178 points. Oil is up another 21 cents per barrel of oil. Should we look at it? I don't know. It's Monday morning, so it's not one of the more exciting days of the week, right? Although We're alive. We're on the correct side of the sidewalk, so we can celebrate. But if we're looking at gasoline prices, California, $6.07 a gallon. Ow! Yeah, we leave the country, and we've got another new gas tax coming into play in the next few weeks. You got to love it. Josh, you're at $5.24.5. We almost got you by $1 now. We're moving up on you. By the time this new tax comes in, we'll be $1 a gallon more than you are. Let's look at Jody. She's over there at $4.89 a gallon. And where is $4.23? Unbelievable. $4.23 is where Lori's at. $4.23 a gallon. I wonder why I get this pop-up that won't get out of my way. I hate it. Okay, so still won't get out of there. There it is. Okay, so now we're looking at gas prices. Not fun. Let's see if we can find something a little more exciting to talk about. Well, we're talking about, obviously, we are in our celebration time. So now I'm gonna give Penny, you don't know this, but I got in a major argument with some of my colleagues last year, about 2 weeks from now, because of something you taught me. And you were right, 100% correct, and they didn't like the idea that I told them off, but our company didn't understand the fact that you don't say Happy Memorial Day.
It's not a happy event.
Right, and I sent them a note, and I said, we should change this graphic and change it to have a peaceful day or something along those lines. In remembrance, right? And they didn't like that, but I'm going to remind everybody that's listening to us right now that, we can celebrate our military all the time, and we love that idea. But remember, Memorial Day, the men and women who have served, they know firsthand better than any of us. They know firsthand. Most of them know somebody that was they paid the ultimate price. So even though we're celebrating the month, come next Monday, we won't be celebrating. We'll be remembering. So no Happy Memorial Day. It is, give us the right term.
It's in remembrance of those who sacrificed and gave us our freedom.
There you go. For people like me who have big mouths every morning, many don't like what I have to say, but it's because of those men and women, all of them, that we get to get on here every morning, say what we have on our mind, talk about gas prices and why they are where they are, all these other good things that we do. Can you imagine, in some of the countries around the world that don't have the freedoms that our men and women have fought for, putting some of these memes up that we see coming up, or comments, or doing some of the things. So just remember why we have what we have, and who we should thank for all of that. As I move right along, hey, don't forget, if you're looking, we're in our last week of the current version, our home buyer's guide. We're going to have a new one come out, I think next week, the middle of next week, we'll have that out. So if you want to get a copy of this one, visit rsrhbg.com, rsrhbg.com. Get a copy of the current home buyer's guide. The new home seller's guide will be out at the same time. We are seeing the market change on the seller's side. We're seeing more properties fall out of escrow. We're seeing price reductions, little longer days on the market, but we're still seeing a lot of people that are looking for homes. And actually, believe it or not, we have the lowest vacancy rate in the 66 years they've been keeping track of this. So a lot going on in the real estate world. So if you have questions about that, give us a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we will learn about Patriots and Paws, what they are, what they do, how we can help, who they serve, all that kind of good stuff. Penny's going to share that with us. Work with a real estate professional if you want best advice, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. S&P 500 now up 70 points. 10-year Treasury reversed course. It's now up 7 basis points, 2.859. Mortgage-backed securities down 22 basis points. What does that mean to you? Well, last Friday, OBMMI provides the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. Loans were actually locking last Friday 5.40% on a 30-year conforming, 5.044 on a 30-year jumbo, FHA 5.32, the best loan on the market, and well-deserved 5.055 for the VA loan, 30-year. 30-year USDA 5.24, 15-year. Why are you getting a 15-year? Obviously, you have not talked to a certified liability advisor. 4.539, 15-year loans, 4.539. That's the number that they actually locked at. That's according to for 35% of all mortgage transactions. The big question is, what's driving all of these numbers? And I shared a little bit of it with you earlier today. I shared with you the fact that, and I still hear this, I get this, I don't think a day goes by that I don't have somebody say, Ron, what do you think is going to happen with real estate prices? Where are they going? And I said, well, if you believe in the law of supply and demand, and it's held up pretty well, we don't have enough supply of real estate, be the new properties or resales. Now we get another number that just came out. I just got this morning. Home vacancies. So you have a house, you move out of it because your new house is ready or you couldn't find anything. And if you go, I'll just sell mine in a couple of minutes, no problem. Well, you're finding out that sometimes those properties aren't selling as much as they quickly as they were. Home vacancies reported at 0.8% at the end of the first quarter, which is an all-time low in the 66-year history that this has been tracked. High vacancies signal that homes may be susceptible to price reductions, while tight vacancies are very supportive of home prices. So think about that part of it. If you're thinking about going away on a jet plane, jet fuel makes up 30% of airline sales total cost, up from $1.90 a gallon to $4.20 a gallon. Airline prices up 19% in April, 33% year over year. So if you're thinking about traveling, you're going to have to think about that part of it as well. We're going to be getting some numbers on inflation later in the week, so we'll see what happens that place. A lot going on in the world, but that is the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So let us learn. I don't think we have any music, Josh, for teachers, do we? Now we're gonna have to come up with a teacher's theme song. But Penny may not be the teacher, but she's gonna teach us. Right? Patriots and Paws. So what is Patriots and Paws? How long has it been around, and what do you do?
So we've actually been around more than 10 years. We celebrated last November our 10th year anniversary,
Wow.
which is quite a milestone. We provide home furnishings to any veteran, any active duty, any reservist in Southern California. We serve from Fresno south. They submit a list to us of what it is that they need. Imagine you go home tonight to an empty apartment, you open the door and there's nothing in there. What do you need? That's what we provide. And we provide that through the community that donates items to us. So we are out in the street 5 days a week, picking up generous donations from the community. And because of the pandemic, a lot of places have stopped doing pickups. And we are 5 weeks out doing pickups.
5 weeks out.
So when people call us and say, hey, I just sold my house and I need to move out this weekend, come and get my stuff. We're like, awesome. Here's a community partner of ours that you can call because we can't. Having multiple trucks wouldn't help the situation because of where we're at. We're already full. People just have to learn to see what their future holds as far as donating stuff to us. We have helped almost 10,000 families since we've started, and we've given away a very, very conservative price of $7.5 million worth of value of stuff that has gone out. What that means is you, the wonderful community, have donated stuff to us. And if you imagine going into a thrift store and what would it cost for you to fill a 1-bedroom apartment, we have that priced very, very conservatively as $750 per veteran that we help. So we put that.
Yeah,
value
$750. You can't even get a bed for that.
So we put a value of that through, if you were to buy it through a thrift store, which we really need to upgrade. But that's the value that we put on what we give away, which is very low. I mean, that the value is very low.
5 days a week now.
Yeah, 5 days a week. So
Last time you were on, I think you were like 2 days a week because it was just trying to 3 days a week.
So it's 3 days a week to give away the items, and those same 3 days, our donors can bring items to us. But we are doing 5 days a week pickups. So today we are down in South County. We go from Lake Forest down to Aliso Viejo, Mission Viejo, and that whole big circle. Tuesday, we go down the 55 corridor on both sides. Wednesdays is more up here, Anaheim, parts of Anaheim, Yorba Linda, Brea, La Habra, Orange, and Villa Park. Thursdays, we go to Camp Pendleton almost every week. So we take a truckload of the abundance of items that we have, and we share it with the Marines down at Camp Pendleton.
Oh, so you're taking a load out.
Week. We're taking a load out. And then on our way back, we will stop in San Juan, Dana Point, and San Clemente on those days and pick up. So we're going out loaded, and we're coming back and we're picking stuff on the way back. And then Fridays, we go all the way to the 605 and Bellflower Boulevard. And then down into Huntington, Garden Grove, parts of Costa Mesa, and that whole big circle. So we cover a lot of space, and we do about 8 pickups a day, and we have to know what we're picking up. If you are our 6th pickup and our 5th pickup decides to add a ton more stuff, we may not have room for your stuff. So we have to have an inventory of what we're picking up. We just don't drive the neighborhoods and go, oh, that looks good, let's pick that up. We have to know what we're doing, and we are logistically sound as far as scheduling and routing. So even now with today's prices, and we have a diesel, so that's even more expensive. But we have to logistically have our routes down. So as you're donating money to us, we're spending your money properly, because we count on that donations to keep our fuel going and to keep our truck running and to do all of that stuff.
You know, you made a comment there kind of quickly, but it's something I picked up on because I didn't understand it before. I used to, we give away a lot of different things at different times. And I used to always wonder, okay, so what's the deal if I have an extra couch to give you that I wasn't planning on it? And I don't, but the driver says, well, I can't take it. And I go, why can't you take it? I mean, I'm trying to give you something. Well, now when you explained why, it makes sense, right? You never thought of that, the fact that, well, the next pickups, they're going to then be upset with the organization because we don't have room on the truck for what they wanted to give us.
Exactly.
Never thought of something like that.
That, and also it's not the quality of items that we want to give those who give us our freedom. We have people want to give us all kinds of stuff, and we have a quality that we will take, and we have a quality we won't take. We don't clean, we don't repair, we don't do any of that stuff. Our stuff goes in and it goes out. So your stuff has to be in good condition. I like to say, if you like your friends and family and you will give it to your friends and family, we want it. If you don't like your friends and family and you want to give it to them, we don't want it. So we don't, we take mattresses as long as they don't have any stains on them. And most people won't take mattresses, but as long as there's no stains on them, I don't know what that stain is. You can tell me what you think it is, but I don't know. And those that provide us our freedom deserve the best. And I know people aren't going to give us everything brand new, but it has to be in good quality for us to give it to them. Because otherwise they hearing and seeing what the community wants to give them is junk. And the 8% that have served our nation deserve better.
You know something, that's a great thought right there. So if you're what I'm hearing then is the best person to send you stuff is somebody that's refreshing their house as opposed to discarding stuff that's not usable any longer.
Well, and sometimes people are cleaning out their parents' houses and their stuff is still in good shape and it's old, and that's okay. As long as it's in good shape.
Sure.
It's stuff that's been in mom
So
and dad's house.
Do you want to get rid of the plastic coverings? Are you still taking the plastic coverings off the couch, Penny?
It just has to be in good shape, because, those that give us our freedom, so often I hear, I didn't think anybody cared. And that kills me. That kills me. Because I know, as a nation, we care about our veterans and those that are active duty. And I know as civilians, we don't sometimes know how to say that and how to show it. And by giving them the good stuff and the stuff that is usable says to them, my community cares about me and the sacrifice that I made. And most of our veterans are very humble and don't want anything, and they think it's a handout, and they would rather not ask for something and be sleeping on the floor than to ask for something. Their pride typically it's really hard for them to come in, because their pride is like, no, I can't, I shouldn't be asking. And for those of you veterans that are out there listening, you've earned this. You've earned this. This is part of your paycheck that you didn't know that you had. It's part of your paycheck that's only been a part of it for the last 10 years. But you've earned this, and your community loves you and they want to embrace you. And this is one way that they can do that.
That's a great comment right there, because there's a lot to unpack in what you just said, because we do quite a bit of presenting for veteran items and organizations and whatnot. And we do find that the biggest challenge is getting some of our veterans to realize that they are loved, and it's not beneath them to come and allow somebody to help. Right? You went out and did a great service for all of us, and then I'm gonna put it in a selfish way. Can I put it in a selfish way?
You're Ron. You can do it however you want. It's your show.
Think about this concept, because I know a lot of people don't think about it this way. A gentleman named Bob Berg, he's been on our program before, but he wrote a book about the go-givers. And one of the things that he puts in the book is his 6th law, I think it is, basically says, give other people the opportunity of enjoyment in helping, right? So as a veteran, you went out and did a heroic thing for our country, for all of us. Give somebody else the opportunity of being a hero too. Right? Think about that concept. And how do you let a civilian like me that did not serve be a hero? Well, by letting us do something good for somebody else, another human, right? And that's kind of the thought right there. And this happens to be one of the best, because it's the men and women that have gone out there and allowed us to do things that we to show appreciation.
Well, and one of the things is you don't have to agree with why we were in a conflict that we were in. You don't have to. You don't have to like it. You don't have to support it. But you need to understand that there's 8% of our nation that have gone out and said, I will serve and I will sacrifice for this country. Some of them may not agree why we're in a conflict either. But 8% are willing to serve and sacrifice and die for your freedoms. And most people don't realize that. And surprise them when you're out and you're out eating and you see a veteran, whatever age or active duty or something, pick up their tab. You don't have to even get acknowledged on it. Just tell the waitress just tell them thank you and take care of their tab. And you'll be amazed on how it makes you feel, but also you get to sit back and watch them to see their reaction that somebody else is acknowledging what they are currently doing or what they have done.
It's interesting that you say that, Penny, because you're so spot on. Because I do that. I without even having heard you say that or known you were going to say that, it's just something that I do with our military men and women. If I see them or recognize them, pretty easy to tell who they are with the haircut.
Most of the time, they're either Leos or they're military.
But you know something, that's the other one I do.
Yeah.
So if I see law enforcement that is in a restaurant, and I do exactly what you say, because I'm not doing it because I want any acknowledgement. I said, just give me their check. And a lot of times I'm on my way out the door.
Yeah.
And I don't care. You know, they're going to know who it is. More often than not, somehow I don't know how they figured out. It's whatever it is. But we're going to talk about that when we come back more with Penny Lambright. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. Real-time real estate. When we come back, we'll chat about that. I've got a fascinating story, I think. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put it in the headlines. Working with a real estate professional if you want the best advice. And your credit matters. We'll have more when we come back. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
I know what you look like.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com. rsrhomescout.com. You know, I just shared this over the weekend with some folks. Can you believe that there are 23 properties in and around Anaheim Hills priced at $650,000 or less? 23. You want a list of them? All you have to do is let us know. Work with a real estate professional if you want the best advice, because buying or selling a home is such a big decision in our lives. The need for clear, trustworthy information and guidance is crucial. And while no one can give you perfect advice, when you align yourself with an expert, you'll get the best advice for your situation. An expert will give you the best advice possible. Let's say you need an attorney. So you seek out an expert in the type of law required for your case. When you go to their office, they won't immediately tell you how the case is going to end or how the judge or jury will rule. What a good attorney can do, though, is discuss the most effective strategies you can take. They may recommend one or two approaches they believe will work well for your case. Then they'll leave you to make the decision on which option you want to pursue. Once you decide, they can help you put a plan together based on the facts at hand. They'll use their expert knowledge to work toward the resolution you want and make whatever modifications in the strategy necessary to try and achieve the outcome. Similarly, The job of trusted real estate professionals to give you the best advice for your situation. Just like you can't find a lawyer to give you perfect advice, you won't find a real estate professional who can either. They can't because it's impossible to know exactly what's going to happen throughout your transaction. They also can't predict exactly what will happen with conditions in today's housing market. But an expert real estate advisor is knowledgeable about market trends and the ins and outs of home buying and selling process. With that knowledge, they can anticipate what could happen based on your situation and help you put together a solid plan. And they'll guide you through the process, helping you make decisions along the way. That's the very definition of getting the best, not perfect advice. And that's the power of working with an expert real estate advisor. Bottom line, if you want trustworthy advice when buying or selling a home, I hope you'll think when you're talking to your friends, family, or coworkers who are looking to buy, sell, or borrow on real estate, give them our number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, again, or ronsiegelradio.com. Continue our conversation. Penny Lambright is with us. We are talking about Patriots and Paws. Wonderful organization. I've watched you grow for a long time, and it's been great watching and seeing how many families, individuals you've been able to impact. It's I know you're not going to take any credit, but something you've done a great job leading in this mission that you've set out on for a lot of people that are really deserving and don't want to take that kind of credit, which something I don't understand it. It's not for me to understand. I mean, these people have done great things for us, and it's amazing how many of them you hear when you get to know the veterans, how regardless of the status that they've come back with, I don't think I've ever come across someone that maybe they hide themselves. They're not out there. They all say they would go and do it all over again. Do you come across some that are sorry that they did what they did?
I think with the fall of Afghanistan, a lot of them were hurt with the way that it happened. And I know that a lot of them that have lost people because of that are having a really hard time, difficulty with thinking that what their friends died for was in vain. I have heard some that said, why did I even do it? What did any of that mean? And that's been really hard to hear because they don't understand. And I just really wish that there were, when they come out of the military, I really wish that they did a better job in helping them to prepare for being back in the real world. I mean, you imagine some of these people going in at 18 and that's all they know. They don't know how to write checks. They don't know how to pay rent. They don't know how to do financing. They don't know how to do so many different things because they're told to wear this, do this, eat now, do this. Everything in their life is just thrown at them. And then when they come back, they're just thrown out, like a baby in the bathwater, and there's not a lot of skills that they know. And so it's hard for them to integrate back in. And the suicide rate is so high because of things that they are not prepared to deal with while they're in there or deal with while they get home.
Sure.
And mental health is a huge thing to do that. And do I have the answer? No, I don't. I don't have the answer on how to fix it. But I do know that there are a lot of people carrying the weight of what they've seen and what they've had to do, and they don't have a way to release that, a healthy way to release that. And I really wish that as a country, we could do more for them. And it's not just those that served in Afghanistan. I mean, you're looking at Vietnam veterans, you're looking at Korean veterans, you're looking at any of those that have come back and not had a great way to be told on how to deal with things. We're good at putting them out there and we're good at training them and putting a uniform on, but we're not good about once they come home and helping them to integrate better into asking for help.
Well, they're used to going out there and being told what to, like you said, being told what to do. And now they just get, and they're, you almost said it, Penny, I'll say it. they're kids when they go,
Mhm.
right? I mean, I'm old, so I can say that, they're kids when they left. I know when I was 18 years old, I didn't know my rear end from a hole in the ground, and they're putting a whole lot of responsibility. You're putting life and death on these young people, men and women. And I've had some conversation. I went and spent uh, during the pandemic time when couldn't see as many people. We still saw people, but couldn't see as many. I spent some time with an organization getting certified as a veteran mortgage advisor, and most of the people doing the training were veterans. And it was very fascinating to me that that the veterans don't know they even have that benefit, and the lending and real estate community don't understand that when somebody says, well, they have no skin in the game. Well, hogwash, they got more skin in the game than somebody paying cash, right? They put their life on the line, and they don't understand how to say those kind of things and just, come right flat out and say it, right? They try and sugarcoat this stuff. And these young men and women are and I've when I've listened to them, I've talked to them, especially the ones that were teaching us. They basically said when we get to our end of our commitment, we just want to get out and go back and do something. They don't realize what they're getting themselves into. And you're right, they should have a 3 or 6 month part of their commitment that's a reintegration portion. Right? Wouldn't that make a lot of sense?
They need to do something because their mental health is still a taboo about talking about and asking for help. And that's, I think, one of the areas that we lack the most is we are not offering enough ways for them to integrate and to deal with the stuff that they've gone through. It doesn't make them weak to talk about it.
No, not at all.
Doesn't make it weak. But one of the things is they need to be able to talk to people who understand what they're going through. And we have a lot of options out there in mental health. The problem is they're textbook teachers. They know what they read in the book, but these people have gone through real life, and they need somebody to be able to talk to that have happened in real life. And since the fall of Afghanistan, I have noticed that there's some things that are coming up. And one of the things that we've started is we call it Support Sunday. And the second Sunday of the month, we open up our property strictly for military to come and talk to military. No families, no kids. And it's just a time for them to have a couple of hours just to be with other people that are like-minded, that have gone through stuff with them, to be able to just have a place of safety where they can talk. And I have noticed some other places have started doing that, and it's great.
I'm going to share with you something, Penny, because I might, being that it's the second Sunday of the month, and I know I can kind of figure that out. I have a dear friend of mine who I should know this. I believe he was in the Army. And he goes around the country getting organizations 2-ton trucks. I think it's 2-ton they call it, right? 2-ton pickup, whatever the thing is. And they do movies. But here's the way they
I know him, yeah.
educate folks into coming into these different events. Because what you said, the military men and women aren't coming for themselves. They're not going to come in and seek help on their own. Mm-hmm. But many, many times, and I just want, if you're a military man or woman, think about this for us, please. You don't need what Penny's talking about. I know that because you're going to tell me that. But you may have a friend that does.
Absolutely.
Bring a friend.
Absolutely.
Right? Grab a friend that needs this service, and walk arm in arm over to the second Sunday of the month to come see Penny's organization.
And that's what I tell people. I go, you know what? You may be okay, but somebody else that's there may not be okay. And they need you to hear their story.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
Right.
I don't know that. I haven't experienced that. It's a place where you guys, and some of the guys that come, they go, oh, we just hang out and BS. And I'm like, you know what? BS builds trust. And for some of you, just BSing will be what you need to talk about. And then there'll be times when something that's talked about is because they trust you, because you've been there weekend, month in and month out. And it's a matter of building trust. And, we tell people we don't take any We don't sign you in. We don't sign you out. We don't have therapists. We don't have any of that. It's not anything formal. We feed you for 3 hours on a Sunday. We have food. We feed you. You talk about whatever you want. I have security cameras in case you need an alibi. But other than that, you aren't there. You aren't there. And we don't track it. We don't do anything. And we're not involved in the conversations because we can't understand what you've gone through.
Right.
It's you guys talking to each other about whatever. And we have Vietnam veterans come. We have Afghani veterans come. We have everybody in between coming. And it's a matter of camaraderie for you guys to be there. And I asked somebody a group that come, and I go, why do you guys, they're with one of the American Legions and VFWs. And I go, why do you guys come here on Sundays? You guys have your own building. Why come here? Their answer, it's very comfortable. There's no families. And that guy won't ever come to this. You know, the guy that always has to tell your story, that his story is always better than yours and more graphic and everything else. They're like, that guy will never come here.
Wow.
And I'm like, and I will keep my doors open. We did it on Mother's Day. A holiday doesn't mean anything for us if that means that's a place for you to be. Because for some people, Mother's Day may not have a reference. Mother's Day may be really hard for them and they would have been alone already or whatever. But we met on the Super Bowl.
Wow.
It doesn't matter what is happening in the world. The second Sunday, we will be there.
We're going to talk more about this with Penny Lambright when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. More about Patriots and Paws, how you can help. We're going to talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. As usual, I talk a lot, so I'm just going to give you the information on the Your Credit Matters segment today, being brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solution. Go get the book, rsrcreditbook.com, rsrcreditbook.com. Free book to help you get your credit scores up. Again, rsrcreditbook.com. Continue our conversation. Penny Lambright, Patriots and Paws, is with us this morning. So, Penny, we've talked about Patriots. We've talked about Sunday afternoons. We haven't talked about Paws. What's going on with Paws? Not dads.
So when we first started, which is still our mission, is we've wanted to have a kennel to where the veterans, if for whatever reason they need to kennel their animals, they could kennel their animals with us at no cost. And that's still near and dear to us. Since then, back in 2019, at the time, California Senator Lily Chang came and visited us. She saw what we were doing. She saw what we wanted to do and asked about the pause part. And she created a new law that went into effect as of January 2020 that veterans can go to any county shelter in the state of California and not have to pay the adoption fees to get an animal out of a county shelter, which is a great program because we do work with other rescues, but if they can go to the county shelter, it's a win-win. You know, Kern County, there's animals out there and there's veterans out there. Instead of having to come to us, they can go to the Kern County shelter and adopt an animal without the adoption fees, saving those animals, but also saving the lives of veterans at the same time, kind of being a win-win of saving 2 lives. So we are really wanting to take over a kennel that has been existing, that is still together. And we want to be able to open up a place. Let's say you're a veteran and you need to go have your knee replaced and you have a dog, and I know you have a new puppy. So if
I need 2 ears replaced.
so you wouldn't necessarily be able to afford, not you personally, but a veteran may not be able to afford kenneling for $30 to $60 a night to kennel your animal while you're in getting rehab for your knee. We would absorb those costs. The kennel would be open for anybody that is a veteran that needs to kennel their animals. We would then extend that to the homeless, and then we would extend that to low-income seniors. So it would be a win-win to be able to kennel those animals at no cost, so that people can go take care of not only their physical health, their mental health. Let's say, you know, there's a veteran that has got to go put a weekend in jail overnight, and they've got a dog and there's nobody to take care of him. What are they going to do?
Right.
And are they going to behave better in jail? Or if they're going to a 90-day rehab and they really need to go to rehab's not going to let them bring their animals with them. Are they going to have a reason to get healthy knowing that their dog or cat or boa constrictor, whatever it is, will be there when they come out? And we believe that's true. We believe that they will take care of themselves better because they know at the end of whatever they're doing, their animal will be there and be safe. And that's the most important thing, is taking care of the animals and taking care of those who can't afford to kennel their animals and be able to provide that service. Nobody else is doing that. There's rescues that are helping small amount of numbers, but I believe those numbers are going to be way bigger. And I believe that there's a building out there that's existing, that's sitting there empty, that we need to be able to take over.
Amazing information. And I think I know of one. I'm going to talk to you about it off air. But hey, you know something? If you want more information about Patriots and Paws, how do we get a hold of you? How does the community help? We only have I think Josh said 2 minutes left.
Okay, so Patriots and A&D, Alpha November Delta to you veterans. Patriots and Paws.org.
Not Foxtrot. No, we're not going to go there.
No. So patriotsandpaws.org. We're all over social media, patriotsandpaws.org. You want to see some of the great stuff that we've done. We have our own YouTube channel. You can go in, and we like to do little videos that say name, rank, and branch, and what does this experience means to you. And then you can see firsthand the videos that we take. I mean, there's noise in the background, some of the things you can hardly hear, but you see the reality of what we do. We also have our volunteers who have done some videos, and we have some of our donors. It's like, why do you come in and why do you donate to us? And then they'll do a little commercial on why they do that. Fundraising is always challenging for most charities. We don't fall into the top categories. We don't put a roof over your head. We don't educate you. We don't give you a job, and we don't do mental health. But guess what? If somebody's not sitting in an empty apartment and they're going to be a better employee, they're going to do better in school, their mental health is going to be better. All of those areas we touch. But unfortunately, for the major funding, we don't fall into those groups. So it's hard for us to get funding in those situations because people just don't see it as being that. So we have a car show coming up in October, car, truck, vintage trailer, motorcycle show at Canyon RV Park on October 1st. All of that information is on our websites. Would love to have you come in and take a tour anytime. Just look us up and on Charity Navigator, we're 97. I believe that's 97 out of 100. So that's a good thing. And we're very transparent about what we do. If you want to support us, come and check us out. Our doors are always open. Our books are open. Whatever you need, come and check us out, support us, because supporting us supports our veterans. It goes, our expenses keep our doors open so we can continue to do the work that we do.
And it's a great organization. Because I've done everything that Penny's talking about. I've gone over there. I've seen all the hard work that the men and women do. I'm not going to go there. But there's been a lot of great stuff that's been done with Patriots and Paws and the people that they're working on behalf of, and so our men and women of the military. So as we get closer to Memorial Day, as we close out Military Awareness Month, which should be every month, go in and check out Patriots and Paws. Wonderful, wonderful organization. Penny, thanks for coming in and sharing with us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
anytime.
you doing that. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.